Hey everyone, so I'll be going over the games I played this week. I thought that this was the last week of Apex Arena, so on Friday night, well Saturday morning, first time slot, I decided to go in and try to climb my way to a safe spot. I was originally around, I think, 1885, and after my climb I was able to reach 1979. So without further ado, let's just, walk through each of the games I played and, just review them. A couple of the games at the beginning are very lopsided, I would say, so I won't go into much detail about those specific games. Yeah, so this is the first game against Subsequence. So Sky Map is something I really hate and love. It's an AOE cluster. That's what the Sky Map is. But yeah, from pick ban, I kind of have my game plan drawn out. I have a lot of AOEs, and the enemy seems like, a single target. Well, Bozo's the only AOE. Bozo and Juggler are the only two AOE heroes, but they're all very short-legged. He does have the Iris teleport, but I have Ares to be able to really zone out any of the people he teleports, right? Notably, I'll think that he will teleport Bozo and try to 3C me, but my Ares with single target skill will be able to zone out this teleportation. So yeah, this is just me setting up. Okay, so at this point, I was thinking if I want to engage turn 1, and I actually do. I teleport Ares within range to actually attack some of his units. I also gave Himiko the attack boost from TGS's single target assist skill. He moves up. I go in. No crit, no kill. If this was a crit, it would have killed for sure. But nonetheless, it's okay. I'm able to pull his units within range. As you can see, Himiko can 3C later. Elwin can come in later too, so pretty nice. He sleeps my Ares. I'm okay with that. I go in with Himiko. Kills the Juggler. Sigma is not that much HP left. Bozo is almost dead. He has to heal. I also clocked on my Himiko, thus making the next turn also very favorable for me. But yeah, game's pretty much over now. So yeah, let's just finish it out. So he kills my Ares. I go in and I use Shiv to get the immune to all debuffs. His Bozo sleeps me, doesn't do anything because I have the immune, and he leaves. So yeah, game 1, pretty easy fight. Let's go to game 2. Game 2 against Cess. Surprisingly, I got the Sky Map again, so that was good. At this point, before that first game, I haven't played Apex for I think a week. I didn't play last week at all. I played I think 2 matches against a fellow guild member, but that was it. So yeah, having 2 same maps allows me to kind of replicate my same strat. But yeah, first man Hilda, I can't deal with Hilda. Christiane I can deal with, so yeah. Again, I got my Ares. He is seemingly trying to run a turtle comp. So yeah, he has a pretty turtle-ish comp. The good thing about this Christiane is it is not high star. I think this is like a 3-star or a 4-star Christiane. But nonetheless, doesn't matter. So yeah, set up my Himiko for next turn. My Himiko can reach pretty much these 5, or I guess, yeah, all the way here to Christian. So yeah, mass attack on everybody except for Clotaire. I actually messed up on my initial placement. I wanted to get Clotaire the mass attack buff too, but nonetheless, it's okay. I can give it with T-Jesses. So yeah. Again, turn 1 Ares teleport. The reason why I did that was I wanted to hit him this turn because I knew that Clotaire could reach this turn. Luke can reach next turn too with the summon swap. As you'll see later, this is exactly what I do. But yeah, this Christian does not have the revive automatically in turn 1 because it's not a 6-star. Here I go in, no crit, but I still kill the Christian. I pull, and one of his tanks is down. So he decides to Trident here. My Clotaire goes in. His only DPS at the moment is Bernhardt, which I can kill easily with TGS or Luke in the next turn. So again, it's pretty much game over at this point. Once I kill his Bernhardt, he has no DPS other than Juggler 3C. And yeah, I do the position swap and I kill Bernhardt. Yeah, game over. Okay, on to game 3. So game 3 is not the sky map. It's on this what is it? What do you call this map? I don't know, the tunnel map. But yeah, going into this ban pick phase, I saw that he was trying to run a glory team, so I kind of realized, okay, if I ban out all the healers, which he only has, I think, 2. So I wasn't really scared of the Tiaras, but I knew that once I got Rosen and Diana banned, he kind of does not have a really good healer, and I could kind of just rush him down with AoE. And as you can see with the first pick Akaya, I can set up other units that could benefit out of off of Akaya's buff. So yeah, I was able to pick 4 AoE units, and he has 0 healers. He does have one advantage. He has teleportation, which could somehow get him in better positioning. But yeah, once my Akaya buff goes off, my Ares gets so much range. He can reach almost everybody. My Clotaire can reach. My Helena can zone out a good amount of people. My Leon can reach too. So he's pretty much forced to play back. So this part I actually do get kind of lucky, as you'll see in a bit why. So my Helena decides to kill the Cherry. I have a 5-star Helena, so if this was 6-star, it may have been different. But yeah, I got very lucky here with 2 Bloodthirst procs. Bloodsword procs. So that was a lucky play on my end, but I'm assuming this Sherry has the last rites, and I don't think Sherry, even if the second hunting proc didn't proc, I doubt Sherry will be able to, I doubt Sherry will be able to kill this Helena, simply because Sherry will also die. But nonetheless, I get very lucky here. So yeah, he tries to, I don't know, kill the Helena. Does not kill, but gets the guard up. Nevertheless, it's already kind of too late for him now. My Clotaire can hit everybody, minus the Elwyn. But the Elwyn will die to my Ares in a bit, as you see. So yeah, nothing too special here. Got very lucky with the Helena play. And that's pretty much game 3. Okay, on to game 4. So at this point, I think I'm on a 3-game win streak. Yeah, so it'll actually... matchmaking will actually match me with, I guess, higher ranked players. So in this case, I'm actually able to match with a top 10 player, I believe. Which, you know, if I win is a good thing, because then I can get even more points. But yeah. So one of my strategies usually is I try to pick TGS first or Himiko first. Himiko to, you know, guard disable. But here he actually bans my Himiko, and I believe he picks Landius. As a result, I needed a way to disrupt his guard formation, and I had to pick up Ares. He bans out my drivers. I pick up Sherry. So again, he has a kind of like a, I wouldn't say turtle comp, but it's basically Kyra versus the world for him. So once I kill the Kyra, I should be good to go. So yeah, here I'm trying to bait the Kyra to attack my Ultimuller. I don't think there's any way Ultimuller would die here. Like, you know, I also have a forest tiles, so it's pretty safe. So here, I teleport Ares into a better spot. So Kyra's threat range is it's the danger zone +2, so I can't teleport Ares anywhere within Kyra's reach, otherwise Ares die. But by teleporting Ares here, I can reach the Landius, so that's good. And I was thinking of engaging turn 1 again. So he knows that I want to go in, so he decides to, you know, damage my Ares. At this point, this move actually benefits me because my Sherry can actually reach the juggler. I don't think, so I was thinking if this was a cavalry juggler with balance blade, it would have actually been, he would have actually been able to retreat too. Well, balance blade plus spirit boots juggler. But then again, I don't think anyone with a tank push comp will be running cavalry juggler. But yeah, here I got lucky. So I wanted Elwyn to dispel the B-Shock movement down. So when my Sherry goes in to attack juggler, I won't get stuck if I don't get the kill off the first hit. So yeah, I dispel everything but the water. So here, I don't know how the damage the calc went on, but my Elwyn actually survived, surprisingly. So I don't think the troops crit. If the troops crit, I think I would have died there. But yeah, RNG. So yeah, I go in with Ares. Water debuff doesn't do anything because he is a flyer. And I get the lucky crit. I get the kill off Landius. Well, not the kill, but the first life. And yeah. He is forced to, I guess, do some other stuff. So one thing that could have messed me up here was if he actually tactically retreated. Then I don't think my Sherry... I don't think my Sherry would have been able to reach Kyra. But nonetheless, you know, at this point, both of his tanks are low HP. So I'm in a very good spot. I didn't want to use a skill here. I could have used a skill, but I wanted to save the skill for to kill Kyra. Yeah, that's pretty much game. Okay, on to game 4. So game 4 versus Avocado. So yeah, looking from it now, I thought that this juggler was a cavalry juggler. So I actually got very scared because cavalry jugglers, as you will see in a subsequent match, is a bane to my box. So my first ban juggler was to just prevent that. I'm okay with him picking up Akaya because then I can just ban out, I think, 2 of the threats that I think is Vincent and Clotaire. Or, Vincent, Clotaire, Kruger maybe. Sage is a little bit of a threat, but I'm okay with him getting a driver. I don't want juggler to mess me up. Yeah, so he picks the Akaya first pick. I ban out Himiko and Vincent. I don't like the Himiko AoE hitting me. That would mess me up a lot. And I don't like Vincent simply because of the way that he has 2 lives. And I have no, good way of countering his AoEs. So, yeah, here I pick Helena for her range. He's running a no tank comp. So I wanted to pick Helena early. Also, I was thinking that he might pick Sage instead of this Bozal. So I decided to pick Helena to get rid of the tiles. But yeah, I was still waiting for the Sage pick. But I decided to just pick, some non-flying or terrain master troops, as in Clotaire, so I can still reach the enemy. Cavalry Juggler is very good in this situation. When he has no healers, I can just run around, 3C, and hit a lot of his units. But yeah, so this is my comp versus his. He has the advantage with the Sage 3C and tile movement because I have 2 terrain masters. Juggler and Helena is a cav, so those 2 will get affected. He also has the advantage that his Ultimuller could potentially destroy my team because he brought Faction Buff for Bozal. So Ultimuller with this this Shadowing skill allows him to heal up and move after attacking, which is very strong. But as you can see, he's not able to do this before I lay down my AoE barrage. So turn 1, I instantly go in with Clotaire, no doubt. The moment, I have to hit him hard and before he hits me. He has no healers, so that's my advantage. This does some damage. The good thing is Ultimuller and the Kruger both don't have SSMs, so that would help me a lot. So yeah, here he decides to 3C. And, not 3C, but give the movement buff. And I decided to teleport Iron Rod here. So this wasn't actually a good spot to teleport in my opinion, because I think Sage could have still pushed her back, and I don't have any skills that would allow her to reach any of the units here. But nonetheless, it's okay. It'll set her up next turn, so which is still a good thing. So yeah, Juggler. He still hasn't laid down any tiles, so I decided to go with Juggler. This still does damage. I am able to lock down the Kruger. My Juggler is able to tank the single normal attack, as expected. Yeah, so this was also his mistake. I don't think he should have done this, because this gives my Iron Rod an extra stack. And there's no one here you can really kill. So, yeah, he tries to kill the Clotaire, but it's not going to do much. He's too low. His HP is already too low. Surprisingly, my Clotaire survives. Also, because he AoE'd, my Iron Rod is able to move. So, I move in and I 3C. Again, he has no healers minus the Sage Goel. So this puts him at a very big disadvantage here. I previously applied the Immune to Silence on my Iron Rod, so my Iron Rod can still launch her other AoE attack, and I do it here. This will kill Akaya and Kruger, and yeah, it's pretty much game over from here on. Now, Game 5. Yeah, so Game 5, I'm going to spoil it, is my loss that broke my win streak. I think this game was a very good game, actually. I think I had a very big misplay early on. I got greedy to a certain degree, and it cost me the game. So yeah, let's just go straight into the game. The BP was pretty... I don't think there was any point in talking about the BP, really, but... So I have 2 drivers and 3 DPSs. He has no healers, but a very strong, single target team. So here I teleport Himiko turn 1, out of cherry range, but still within range to hit everybody. He teleports Sherry out, and Tejas, very smart move. Now my Himiko cannot hit everybody. He can only hit these 3 units. And if my Himiko decides to go in, the Sherry can actually kill the Himiko. Anybody, actually no, yeah, the Sherry could have killed the Himiko by just attacking her with the first attack, and then after Himiko teleports back, can go in and attack again. So here I move my Sherry out of the way, which was actually what I said mentioned earlier, the greedy move. Since he moves his Rosalia back, my Himiko can no longer hit 3 units. What I should have done actually instead is just go in, apply my AoE, and then see what happens. Because suppose the Sherry goes in, I can kill it with my Sherry. So it's always going to be a trade. And this is actually a good trade for me, essentially, because I can kill the Sherry, and I just need to worry about these other units here. But since Himiko was able to apply the guard down on Elucia and Elwyn, this will significantly decrease their effectiveness. But yeah, I didn't go in here, which I think was very important in me eventually losing the game. So yeah, Himiko has... I have another chance here of actually going in again with Himiko after the sprint. Again, he can reach these 3 units with the AoE. But again, alas, since I moved my Sherry earlier, he's able to move his Lucia out of the way of my Himiko. So here, I act again with my Sherry. I actually have a lot of targets here that I could potentially kill. And I think I may have made the wrong decision, but we'll see in a bit. But yeah, so he moves his Elwyn up. The Lucia has guard. I don't think I can kill this Elwyn at 932 defense, even after I stun the Lucia. So what I'd like to do here is I actually decided to go in on the Sherry. I could have done something else, was I could have actually... So yeah, so I used the range skill on Sherry. This will put her to just, not that much HP. What I should have done here was actually kill Rosalia or Tejas. Tejas would have been a good kill, because I think the Sherry would have not been able to survive, well, depending on this is last rights Sherry or the exclusive Sherry. Sherry would not have been able to attack into my Sherry without, I think, losing a life or something. And I think Rosalia and Tejas were both bigger threats at this current time. I also thought that I could tank Rosalia with my Sherry, but as you can see, that is not the case. So yeah, here I kill Sherry. And I decided to just 3C the Rosalia. This was kind of a, I was thinking that by damaging Rosalia, that would increase my chances of Sherry surviving, but as you will see, that is not the case. So, interesting enough is I think the Shiv, immune to all debuffs, actually comes first before the Himiko debuff. So yeah, he plants her shield. Let's watch. So yeah, this Rosalia has Holy Talisman. That really have contributed to why my Sherry was a kill, a guaranteed kill from the get-go. So yeah, I used up my 3C, and it's kind of I'm at a very big disadvantage right now. TGS still has both her attack skills up. Elwyn can reach a lot of people. And yeah, I pretty much lost my win con, kind of, without taking out enough units. Here, TGS can reach no one yet, and the Werner can only reach the Lucia. So he attacks my Himiko, forcing Himiko to go back. I decided to attack with my TGS. This kills, but again, Lucia has a revive. And at this point, I actually did not realize that Elwyn can reach my Himiko, so that was another misplay. Good positioning on the other player, I would say. Really good positioning for countering my Himiko. Maybe a Lash Rights Himiko may have tanked this. Maybe. Because as you can see, when Elwyn came into the spell, I actually did have this Holy Shield up. So, but nonetheless, it was probably going to be a kill, 9 times out of 10. So yeah, and at this point, the game's pretty much over. My win streak is snapped. And yeah, this is just pretty much cleanup time from him. And yeah, here it was kind of funny. I was just trying to waste some time with my Werner. And he knew the game was already in his hands, so he played along with me by not attacking my Werner at all. And yeah. So yeah, this is pretty much my first loss of the week. And I think it was a good learning experience. I do need to play, I guess, less greedy. My Himiko should have gone in earlier. On to the next match. So this match is a rematch against my guild leader. Shout out to my guild leader. And this was also a very interesting match. I got countered very hard by the first pick juggler. What I should have done was actually ban the juggler, I think. First ban instead of the Avocado. And, my guild leader did pick up the juggler first pick, which, as you will see later, causes me a lot of problems. I also did have a misplay here, I would say, and may have changed the game had I, played differently. So yeah. Bernhardt with the guard, juggler with standard setup, Ares with single target, and Helena with her standard setup. So turn 1, I decided to teleport my Himiko in. This can hit all 5 units. He decides to 3C and lock my Himiko up. See, Balance Blade Juggler is just a menace. So previously, before he did this, my Leon could have reached turn 1. But Bernhardt was actually guarding, so I would not have done any damage here. I could have attacked anyways just to do some AoE damage, but Juggler would have just healed right back up. But yeah, I kind of, this turn 1, this jump by Juggler and applying the Water Debuff on Leon kind of makes him useless. But yeah, and he locks down my Juggler. So here, I decide I need to get rid of this Juggler now. Otherwise, my Himiko would not be able to do anything. So yeah, I got the crit on. This was very lucky on me, as you will see in a bit. So I AoE, and my fixed damage kills the juggler. So very lucky on me for that play. But yeah, here the Vincent goes in. I get lucky again here. And my Himiko barely survives with 400 HP. But my Ares is pretty much, with the heal block, he is pretty much taken out of the game. But yeah, I apply my 3C. AoE on the 3 units. This chunks him for a good amount of damage, and I get the clock. A very lucky clock indeed. Here I just try to get rid of the water buff by using Shiv. So the thing about Vincent is he can essentially hit all my units with his AoE skill. So a lot of my, Himiko's pretty much dead. Ares is dead. Tejas will die. I didn't think she would die, but yeah, 400 defense against Vincent. I don't think so. Yeah. So yeah, Petal Storm actually kills. He gets the lucky Hunting Sword proc. So yeah, RNG takes and RNG gives. So here, I actually made a mistake. So, Elwyn here is able to tank, I would say, pretty much anyone. The Ares might be able to kill, but what I should have done here instead was actually attack with Leon, attack into the Helena, and then 3C displace these 2 units. They would be very low HP, and they would not be able to do much. Then my Elwyn can just clean up. So yeah, this was a mistake on my end. If my Leon here went in, attacked the Helena, this would have been a kill, I would say, for sure. And then I can move my Leon here. I can then use the 3C AoE on these 2 units. And also apply, so I run Reaper's Breath on Leon, and then I can then apply those 2 debuffs to Bernhard and Ares. My Elwyn should be able to live and tank Ares single target on this 30% terrain. So then my Elwyn can just play a cleanup trick. So bad mistake on here on my end, going in with leading off with Helena. So yeah, very close game I would say, but yeah, made a mistake. And he kills basically everybody. Yeah, my Leon is taken out of commission, cannot reach. And I actually just decided to go attack Vincent and die. So here I was thinking that I could tank 2 hits. I forgot that Bernhard has a rupture skill that allows him to basically do AoE damage after a normal attack. So yeah, this is pretty much game at this point. Things could have been different if I went in first with Leon. So I was surprised this actually did damage. But yeah, the Overlord's Ambition killed. But yeah, could have been a win instead of a loss. But yeah, I got way too excited after that, right before I sent in Elwyn. So yeah, good game. Anyways, on to the next. So 2 losses in a row. I think at this point I was around like 1950 or something. So yeah, same map. For some reason, I thought this was Meow Sensei with his Omega and Estelle. I think is Estelle here? Actually, no. For some reason I thought so. Meow Sensei is a Omega user that I faced previously before. I thought this was him because of the Omega, but yeah, it was not him. So yeah, again, this is pretty much protect Sigma and protect Kyra comp. The Windguard Realm will cause me difficulties simply because this allows Kyra and Sigma to get, a lot more range. But it's okay. I also have a pretty good team here, I would say. I have 2 AoEs. Well, 3 AoEs. I have a Teleporter and I have Ultimuller who should tank either of these 2 hits. Sigma might be a little bit difficult, but if I have the terrain, defensive terrain, I might be able to tank. So yeah, I move into the attack the wall. Kyra, I think at this point can reach, but I don't think she's attacking into this. So yeah, setting up my Himiko for a turn 2 engage. Windguard Realm. Kyra can reach a lot. Kyra's reach is drastically increased, but she does not have an attack buff. Here I try to bait the attack. Yeah, there's no way Kyra can kill here. There's just no way. The terrain is too much of a difference. And it is at this point, my Iron Rod does a lot of work. So yeah, Angelic Hammer on the 2 units. 3C, just these units instead. I didn't want to hit Kyra so that she wouldn't heal. And yeah, pretty much game at this point. I still have more AoEs to come next turn. And my Ares is ready to go too. Quick and easy. I would say I won the ban pick and positioning. He went in a little bit too hard, I think. He should have tried continue to zone with my with the Kyra instead, I think. So yeah, this game, last game of the week against C. Very fun game, I would say this game was. I enjoyed it. I was on the edge of my seat. I almost thought I was gonna lose. But yeah, clutched it out in the end. You'll see in a bit why this is the case. So yeah, first pick Rosen, no tanks. So I wasn't that worried about Rosen first picking with no tanks. Although, the one biggest threat here that I should have realized early on was the Ultimuller. Ultimuller with a faction buff. And with, if Ultimuller were to carry all non-faction buff skills, this being the AoE, the 3C, and the other passive skill that comes with his SP class, is a very, very strong unit. So yeah, here I bring out the Kyra. As previously noted in my videos, my Kyra has a 0% win rate. I don't think I've killed anybody significant with Kyra in any of my games. So we'll see if this changes in this game. So yeah, Aaron makes another appearance, and Warner is here to provide the attack buff. Warner is also very good. Well, I want to say very good. He's usable on this map simply because he can ride the mountains up north. Up north here. Bernhard gets the breeze proc. This increases his range by a lot. So yeah, it's just setting up Warner for turn 2. Here, he's just applying a lot of debuffs. A lot of buffs on his units. My Kyra can reach many units. The Flo has used masked attack. The Rosen has just applied her healed. Tejas has 5 movement. She can reach, let's see, if she TPs here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She can reach the Kyra. But I don't think he wants to do this because this is just an easy trade for my Sherry. So yeah, I strengthen my Iron Rod and I send her into the fray. Again, I'm trying to bait the attack from Tejas. So at this point, this Ultimuller is about to do some big damage next turn. 2 ring AoE. Hopefully, good thing is there's not many people that he can draw in with his AoE skill, but it's still something to be careful about. So yeah, attacks my Iron Rod with 3C. Gets the crit, does not kill. Here I get pretty lucky. The Iron Rod 3C does dispel stuff. I'm able to dispel the crystal healing from Tejas. This is very big because then I can actually kill Tejas with my second AoE. I also get very lucky here. Actually, okay, I don't get very lucky here. Is I don't dispel the faction buff. So Ultimuller still has the chance to attack after using his AoE. But yeah, I push back Ultimuller and I kill the TGS. So this is good, yeah. Applies Miracle. Again, his Ultimuller can't reach. He can't pull 3 units to do the attack again, so he's just waiting. I give Sprint on my units. Thankfully, this thing does not dispel my my attack buffs, so that was very good. Gives Bernhardt the rush. So Bernhardt was already at 6 movement, so I don't think this, was wise choice. But he had the, the what is it called? The coins or whatnot, the gems. But yeah, Valorant was very tanky. I couldn't kill with just the 3C here. Had to kill with the second attack. We trade each other's units. Well, not yet, but his Ultimuller is about to come in a bit. Again, 2 rings, but my Kara decides to go in now. This was such a disappointment. I finally get a crit, but I failed to kill the Ultimuller. But it's okay. I actually was able to heal my Iron Rod back, so that's good. So this is the part where Ultimuller with his 2C passive, just scary. Very scary. Vampire Bats plus the healing post-battle, I think it's pre-battle. Yeah, pre-battle. Man, very scary. She just so much sustain. And he can attack again. So at this point he kills 2 of my units. And I'm very scared right now. Full HP Ultimuller, full HP Bernhardt, full HP Rosen. I know my TGS should be able to kill the Bernhardt no problem. So yeah, I do that. Also get some, heals, which is good. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers attacks Rosen just to get her low. So Ultimuller kills my TGS. At this point in time, he has a lot of stacks. But he has no faction buff, so that was the good thing out of this. He still has all of these stacks, though, which makes him very tanky. I killed the Iron Rod. So this was actually me just trying to get damage in. And I knew that Warner would have attacked first, so this was a good choice, I think, for me. So Ultimuller, again, with the heal. Thankfully, I didn't have that many units left, so the vampire troops wouldn't actually heal as much. And yeah, here I attack into the Ultimuller. This was scary. This was very scary. So at this point, I had to act again. I didn't know if I wanted to attack into him. Let's read the skill. For every stack of Supreme, restores 10% before entering battle through a melee attack. For every 1 stack, restores 10% up to 30%. So yeah, here I could not attack Ultimuller with a normal attack. He had 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he could definitely heal up 30% of his HP. As you can see here, he heals up HP, including the troops. So I could not normal attack right here. I would have just killed my Iron Rod. And I had the AoE up. And this kills. Very lucky. Very, very lucky. So yeah, this marks the end of my this week in Apex. And I will not be playing next week. I'll be playing the last week. Like I said earlier in the video, I thought this week was the last week. So I had played more games than I wanted. Anyways, hope you guys had fun. Enjoy your climbs as well. And I'll see you next time.